So he calls for his discount and he loses $2.
I'm now paying $360.
Oh my goodness.
No,
Yes.
you're good.
Oh, good. Please join us in saying Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
That's outrageous.
It is, that's crazy. That's more than me.
Well, there's not a channel we don't have.
But he's got a discount.
No, they covered it.
Bob, when you get a chance,
They canceled it.
can you send me your December electricity bill
Oh, yeah, you love my
and that
discount.
metering?
Yeah, because then you get all the money back for the town because they spent too much money on it this year.
$350 now.
Your electricity bill?
Mine was $650.
Oh, it's not time for this.
Welcome to my life. ACH payment of
Electricity.
$198,681.50.
Bill must not have heard that.
No.
No,
Yeah,
the payment to the
it's
school.
all good.
Payment to the school, $198,000.
Let's not incite the
We have
riot.
two
Yeah,
payroll checks for 2022. This is Alex Marcoux, $92.35, and James Saltzman is $98.96.
Be nice today.
Be nice.
Nice.
That's a reasonable request.
All right, ready? Andrea Bickham, $631.28. Karen Clements, $1,101.98. Daphne Wass is $714.51. Kip Kaiser, $783.77. Thomas S., because I'm not going to attempt that one, $323.22. Andrew Gray is $516.51. Jason Gagnon, $69.26. Katie Blazick Ahern is $616.44. Jeffrey Collins is $729.78. Warren Graham is $255.13. Wayne Robinson is $956.78. Kendra Brackett is $534.52. Robert Gagnon is $517.22. Matthew Kelly is $1,370.85. Kevin Nealon is $1,181.20. Robert McCon is $335.39. Kiera Norris is $263.71. Richard Sawyer is $1,740.14. Christopher Spitaleri is $1,597.70. Jared Wright Ward is $994.51. Jeremy Worcester is $606.98. Joseph Bird is $933.63. John Bryant is $659.88. And Evan Crafts is $499.38. Keith Culligan is $873.18. Alyssa Sanuski is $461.29. Timothy Labonte is $267.81. Katrina Tennant is $838.74. Trevor Whitby is $703.19. Katie Coppola is $191.17. Jayla Gherkin is $61.42. Mary Lyons Hall is $242.40. Janice Weirs is $789.99 or $782.99. Sorry. Kiki Donis Wall is $687.46. Lily Grodzicki is $52.64. Joyce Kegel is $538.23. Joyce Gallant is $835.77.
Total of $24,470.60.
Grand total of $24,661.37.
You,
Yes, we had 12 hours overtime in the PD, and that's it. That's 2021.
oh,
2021.
I'm just handing.
This is really short, so we have Casella Waste Systems, $27,061.92. Suburban Propane is $2,733.19. WM Corporation Services is $11,452.34.
Total there is $41,247.45.
And this is going to be for 22. Aflac is $83.32. Airgas is $67.50. AT&T Mobility is $979.35. Block 5 Technologies $3,435. E&J Auto Parts is $147.90. Eversource is $1,981.91. Exeter Hospital is $219.06. First Light is $170.79. Department Oil and Propane is $1,078.82. Image Trend is $2,238.86. Leaf is $261. Liberty International Trucks is $481.66. Ralph Mahoney and Sons, $279.92. Morton Salts, $4,578.46. Municipal Management Association is $110. Pine Tree Waste is $47.75. Stratum Tires, $835.63. UniFirst Corporation is $57.19. Valak is $186.45. WB Mason is $90.01.
For a total of $17,330.58.
We have one rec check. Madam Treasurer, you're up.
Treasurer's report, 125 of 2022. Previous balance, $6,812,493.22. The deposits were $98,391.04. The payroll was $24,661.37. The payroll taxes are $6,220.85. Transferred to impact fees, $10,854. The AP was $216,013.58 with a payment to Swayze of $198,683. I transferred $300 from the general fund to the recreation account for a credit card payment. Our current account balance is $6,652,834.46.
Thank you very much, Joyce.
You're welcome.
Do you know the percentage of taxes collected yet?
Wow, we were just thinking the same thing.
Well, that scares me.
That's a Daphne question.
Oh, okay, I was hoping you would know. But I'm
On the
gonna
way
make a mo-
down,
I'll make a motion for the minutes.
do we have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
I don't think we had any public meeting.
No, not last week. Building permits, madam?
Building permits. Elliot Pope, 106 Pickpocket Road, for a plumbing permit for a new dwelling. Doug Finnan, 1 Gove Road, replacement glass. Nate Cousins, 228 South Road, replace main panel. Robert Regan, 9 Northrop Drive, solar array. Mario Winter, 383 Ponds Drive, a basement. And 3 Ponds LLC, 29 3 Ponds Drive, for a new dwelling.
Your chair's too high?
I enjoy going up and down.
Karen needs a step stool.
I need a stool for my feet.
Reminds me, I'll text my wife right now to send me that tax bill, the electric bill.
Have the yellow folder. Hoarding it. Thank you.
We're gonna do the notes.
Before we do the notes, do we want to introduce the new person?
Absolutely, Karen.
Karen's not a new person.
No, she's the supervisor of the new person.
This is Tamara Peak, new administrative assistant. She started Monday, so she'll be doing finance, bookkeeping, helping with HR paperwork.
And we're gonna give you a Brentwood welcome. Thank you.
What's her name again, please?
Tamara.
We're trying to keep it secret.
Yeah, I guess.
Mark Hickey, are you available?
So he
And-
sent in a letter of request requesting to waive the interest on his taxes due.
A letter dated January 12th, 2022. Dear Selectmen, I am writing to request an abatement of interest payment on my taxes that was due in December. As of the writing of this letter, I have not received any documentation from the town of Brentwood in the form of a tax bill for the end of 2021. After receiving a letter in the mail on 1/10/22, dated 1/5/22, and then calling Daphne Moss for the tax collection office on 1/11/22, I was informed that the only way to contest this interest payment was to contact the selectmen directly. Therefore, the reason of this letter. On January 11, 2022, I went to the tax collect office and paid my tax plus interest as follows. $5,525 taxes, $49.65 interest, for a total of $5,574.64. I am still not sure why I never received the tax bill and have been in contact with my mortgage company. As to date, no tax bill of mine has ever been late, which now has alerted me to a new challenge for which I will be addressing. Please let me know if there are any other documentation or information that is necessary to receive the refund of interest. Thank you for your time and looking into this matter. Signed.
This is the recommendation from your tax collector.
Okay, Town of Brentwood Tax Collector. I am writing to advise the Board of Selectmen that I am not in favor of abating any property tax interest for reasons of a tax bill not being received. The postal service issues are not the responsibility of my office or the Board of Selectmen. Each resident should be aware of the timing of the tax bill and is able to look them up online. I also post on Facebook and the website that the bills have gone out. Sincerely, Daphne. Comments?
I mean,
It's $50. I don't see, it seems like an honest mistake, it doesn't seem like anything.
$49.65.
Yeah.
It's not something that I,
Do we know how long he's lived in town?
I do not. I can look it up.
Don't know.
You gonna go ask?
It doesn't, it's
No.
not gonna.
I mean, he paid him pretty quickly.
he paid it in full, like
Yeah.
as soon as he figured it out.
So are you gonna make a motion?
I'd like to make a motion that we refund the
$49.65.
65.
Do we have a second?
I have an amendment that we acknowledge that it is not the fault of the tax collector's office, but
Sure.
Okay,
accidents happen,
right.
So that's amended with a second?
yes.
Okay, we have a motion, a second as amended. All in favor?
All right.
Aye.
4-0. Okay. The next one is yours.
Yes, I have a subscription for Block 5 for FortiCare, which is our annual renewal for our firewalls. So the cost is $508.30. So I'd like to request that out of the capital reserve fund for IT hardware.
Moved.
A motion? Second. All in favor?
All right.
Aye.
Okay.
Speaking of block 5, next time they're in, we're still having problems with the public. People can connect to it, but there's no internet access.
On the public network?
Yeah. I don't know if you guys have problems with any of your meetings, but for some reason, Buncombe has issues. My phone becomes the hotspot of the night.
Oh, really? Can they use the private
I don't
network?
remember the passcode. But the camera works, so that one's working.
Okay. She's not here yet.
Okay.
How do we check on the, since Ken brought it up earlier that the senior citizen discount was discontinued from Comcast, how do we check to see if they can give it back to us?
I've asked Karen to contact the acting manager, and whatever his response is, we'll react to. Warrant articles. All right, Bob.
The Capital Reserve Fund IT hardware to see if the town will vote to raise and appropriate the sum of $25,000 to be added to the existing information systems hardware capital reserve fund, majority vote required. Motion.
What do we have in there?
We have, there's 61,000 in there right now, and then next year, would be, over the next 2 years, we'd be slating to update the PD and the town office servers.
And what's the cost for those two approximately?
The last time when we did them with Mainstay, it was about 25,000 each.
50.
So we need 50.
And so
How
then
often do you have to do them?
every 5 years.
So we have 60,000 in there.
And then we'll probably end up buying computers.
Computers, firewall switches, that's all in here. So this will cover the 3 servers, so the town hall, fire, and police. The cost covers those 3 servers, 3 firewalls, 3 switches, and then 39 network computers.
I'll move to 25.
Second.
We have a motion and a second?
Just a point of discussion, Karen, I would like us to explore looking at what it would look like for us to be moving more toward the cloud.
Okay.
I think it's gonna be a cost savings and more secure for us over, almost immediately.
I think the PD we couldn't, right? If there was some reason we couldn't do the PD?
Just,
With the CGIS
Just-
requirements.
yeah, CJIS requirements, but I think, as we progress more and more into technology,
I mean,
some
The
cloud
Pentagon
services
sounds
Yeah.
are gonna meet CJIS requirements.
I have zero doubt that there are cloud options. I don't know exactly what they're gonna cost, but over the long term, I think that it's probably a wiser investment to do that.
Well, Karen will research that for us.
Thanks.
Versus paying for the hardware, I agree. Next warrant article, oh, you didn't make a vote on that, did you?
Yeah, we did.
Did we?
Would I,
Your
where's
motion
the
is second.
discussion?
Aye.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right.
I'll make the
Next
motion, Andrew
one,
second.
next warrant article is full-time firefighter to see if the town will vote to establish 2 new firefighter positions effective
Should be
July
June
1st.
1st,
June 1st?
yeah.
June 1st, 2022, for an estimated annual wage benefit and other related costs of $204,364. And further vote to raise and appropriate the sum of $115,210 for wages, benefits, and other related costs for the period of July 1st, June 1st, 2022 to December 31st, 2022.
But that number's right for the June to
Yes,
July.
the numbers are correct. So it's a 7-month figure for salary and then 6 months for benefits.
I feel like we've already done this before.
Like
Well, we
4
have-
times.
Oh,
So do we need the total?
Well, that's up to you. So when you look at templates from other towns that have put forward positions on warrant articles, a lot of the times they'll put the full year's cost and then what you're raising and appropriate separate. But it's not required to be in there, it's just your preference.
logistically, how does this, when we're presenting this at town meeting, is there going to be some sort of discussion that the select board had put it in the budget and BudCom said no? Like,
It'll
how do,
We could do that.
okay.
In fact, this might be a good assignment for you.
I'm just asking,
Well, I think I just assigned it to you.
Well, typically what happens is, so like we would present, so that somebody would read this warrant article. We would
John, not someone, John.
We still have to divvy those up, because we're gonna have the chief basically speak to it. The fire chief would basically speak to the warrant.
Yeah.
And then what you would do is you'd say, all right, originally this is what we were gonna do, we were gonna put it in the budget, but it was requested to put into a warrant article, so we've done that. And then we have a discussion, and then it.
Well, then the budget committee will talk
And then
about
the
it.
budget committee talks about it, and then we kind of we sit back and just kind of watch, you know.
the people ask questions of
Yeah,
whoever they want, and
yeah.
then they vote.
Right, and then the moderator basically moderates how he does it, so it's their meeting basically. I would like to see the total in there, so the 319,000,
No, it's 204,
Is it
204 plus the 115, 210, right?
204 is the total cost, 112 is the half-year cost, or 7-month cost.
115.
204, 364, and then you got the one at,
No, you don't add them together. The 204 is the full year cost.
And it's not exactly half because one is for 7 months payroll.
okay.
And one is for 6 months of,
So why do we have, because it's gonna be confusing because I got the 115 and 210.
doesn't say plus.
It's because it starts.
And, it says and though.
It's because it starts in June. That's why it's.
It'd be the way it's explained.
You remove the and it says the period of June 1st.
Okay.
And can we can't use money for ARPA
You
money?
can, so that was the next question, if you wanna use ARPA funds to offset this, and if you wanna use,
Could we put that into?
We
the-
need to put that in
right,
there.
so are we offsetting the full 115, 210?
That was the
ARPA
original
funds?
plan, yeah.
So then we would add to this.
The
to be
first year
off-
would be offset.
By the ARPA funds.
So it'd be raise and appropriate $115 to be offset by,
Grant funds
115,000?
in the sum of.
Would you add $0 tax impact or not?
well, that would be
Yeah.
part of the budget committee,
Presentation.
yes.
Okay. So I'm fine with making that motion as amended.
John, do you second it?
Sure.
All in favor?
I,
I love to assign things to you.
You like to put me in the hot seat, and I like being in the hot seat.
Good
So
for
it's
us.
a good
The
good
other,
partnership.
the other thing since we're talking about warrant articles, we didn't do last week, we didn't put that advisory form that we were talking about.
Well, they're all advisory.
we haven't finished that yet.
The contract.
Not the contract, but we were gonna do whether or not they put it into the general budget or into a warrant article going forward.
I'll
If you
have
wanna do that.
that for you when I compile all of them together that you voted on so far, and then you can
Okay.
pick who's gonna speak to which article that one.
But
can
the
be included
advisory
in.
one, we haven't
It's a
voted
no
on.
money, so it doesn't have to
It
be.
doesn't go
Oh,
before the
okay.
budget committee.
Okay. We're ready to move on. You have the DOT contract?
Yes, so this is the contract with Exeter Hospital for the DOT consortium, so it's the random drug pool for DOT drivers.
So you need a motion?
Yes.
just
Do you know what
for
that
Ken
is?
to sign.
I'm making some assumptions.
So we're required to do random drug tests, and to do that, we've entered into a thing with Exeter Hospital where
Any
consortium
driver-
pulls a name, it could be whatever driver is in that group for the day, gets pulled and they go.
So any driver of any Brentwood, New Hampshire vehicle.
So just the
Any-
DOT driver, so this will only impact a highway,
Okay.
But it's a pool, right, of all the,
Right.
yes, of different municipalities.
so if you have 26 towns, there's gonna be 26 towns where there are people in there and they pick.
How many highway employees do we have? Three?
Three.
3,
How much is this?
$200.
Great.
Do we have a motion?
Motion.
We have a motion, do we have a second? Second. All in favor?
It's easier than managing ourselves.
Yeah, cause to send them down there and do it ourselves would cost a lot more than that.
There was one year that Wayne got pulled overtime. That is the,
For Wayne,
that's the renewal contract for CAI for our tax maps.
what's the cost?
Tax map maintenance contract,
$3,100,
$3,100.
And that's a year?
yes.
Yes.
Motion?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Bob and Andy.
Is that level funded from?
It is a $200 increase from last year's. These books are here.
Yeah.
You just put it with the yellow folder.
New England Racetrack,
You're in the hot seat.
She's in the hot seat.
You're in the hot seat. He's
Come down to the
sitting
red
on
chair.
You get the red
would you
chair.
join us here?
Oh, of course.
So this is Lydia.
Or I call it the Band-Aid chair.
Thanks.
Go ahead. Would you introduce yourself to us?
Sure. So I'm Lydia Perry. I'm the office and ticketing manager at the track. That's Paul Laurenti. He's the president, and then Mike Riley. He is our secretary on our board of directors. So I guess the schedule, I don't know if you've seen it just yet, but everything is pretty much the same, not much has changed. Same big events, they might be in a different date slot in there, but same things, nothing out of the ordinary. Did you guys have questions on any of it?
Did we have any detail issues or
Last year we did.
police issues last year?
Not that I'm aware of.
I thought we, did we have some last year?
It was the year before.
Chief Sawyer, are you aware of any issues that,
No, it's, the biggest issue we have is trying to fill the positions. They try to properly staff, between the sheriff's office, Epping and Brentwood, we've always tried to fill it. It's just sometimes trying to find people on the weekend to work is the problem. So it's not a lack of effort on their part, it's trying to find people willing to work.
thank you.
And I think
Yeah.
one change that Chief Wicks had made when he was here was he added a new enforcement vehicle on those heavier nights.
On Wednesday nights, I think.
Okay, motion.
Sir?
So probably the biggest question on everybody's in Brentwood's mind is any truth to the rumors that,
I guess there was an unsolicited offer at one point in time. We brought it to the shareholders, like our bylaws says. There was an overwhelming vote to keep the track the way it is, and
So it's
that's what it
staying.
is.
Well, we were told that John had made an offer, is that true?
You have to ask John.
Neither confirm nor deny.
Do we have a motion?
Motion.
Second?
I'm gonna abstain just in case.
You're gonna abstain,
Uh,
because you
I
might
second.
work it.
Because he might be buying it, I don't know. Conflict of interest.
Well, I would
yeah.
expect John to abstain. You seconded it?
Financial interest.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
3
Abstain.
and 1 abstention. Thank you very much for coming.
Thank
Thank
you.
you, gentlemen.
Drive safe. Now you can just drive straight out, look at that.
Thanks,
Before you
thanks for
leave,
that.
before you leave, have you signed the permit?
No pun on driving straight on a
We're
straight.
got some signatures.
Somebody to sign the permit.
So do we have to do anything further, or is this, we paid?
Just have to sign this.
I got your name.
$50 whatever,
Do you sign that, Andy, or are you abstaining?
yeah, I abstained.
Pointing it out, sorry.
Anyway, it's approved.
It's all set, we don't do anything else, okay? Perfect. Thank you.
John Morgan.
Hand it to Terrence, he'll tell you. uh,
And then if you can sign right here for the track, and then I will scan and email you a copy tomorrow. Sounds good. Thank you.
Drive safe, and she says you owe her a coffee for making her come to the house.
Yeah.
I'm
That's
thinking
a
of it.
great job.
Thank you.
Good night.
Dexter, come on up and join us.
Dexter Swayze, 42 Old Gordon Road, president of the Brentwood Historical Society, and I'm here to ask if we can have a table, because typically the Historical Society at the election has had a bake sale, and that's one of our prime fundraisers. We're a nonprofit organization, I'd like to mention that. I'll probably mention it 4 more times as I'm talking here, but we're just looking to see if we can have one on March 8th election, to kind of get back and start.
Motion.
Second.
All in favor?
As long as there's same electioneering laws and all that stuff.
Oh, yeah,
No
yeah.
one who's on the ballot can be on it. Just make sure that we're
No, we adhere to all of the rules as directed by the state.
perfect.
Thank you, sir.
Good enough, thank you much.
We'll see you on the 8th.
You need it all.
Well, we've got to get the volunteers, so first step is to get the permission.
He's missing that part.
Aye.
Aye.
Thanks, there you go, now you're all set.
I'm out of He hung out with the school moderator last night, he's,
Okay.
happens.
Hey, listen, you notice he was sitting on the wrong side of the table?
Julie Avant wanted to speak about trustees, so the trust fund business, but she's not here, so
Okay.
all I have left is no.
Did we want to discuss the swimming pool issue in the mail?
Is that something that we discuss?
Well, we can discuss anything, whether we act upon it is
No,
not.
I mean, that's fair. I just, I saw that the town at the moment is taking the position that it's a civil issue, a civil matter.
Oh, I believe it is.
So that property that's 6 Robinson Street, that's the gentleman that has corresponded with us on several occasions about the culvert under his driveway. Kip's been out there on several occasions. There's a statute that says that the culvert under your driveway is not the town's responsibility, it's the homeowner's responsibility. It's my understanding that the two neighbors had an arrangement to put in a French drain system on the boundary line, and that they would pay half. Mr. Chua doesn't wanna contribute half, he wants the abutting owner, the owner of the swimming pool, to pay 100%, which is why that owner has reneged his offer.
This is on, yeah.
So, I mean, it's all a
That's
civil
civil.
matter. Kip said he would go back out again just to make sure that there's nothing that he's missed, but I mean, right now, everything's frozen, so there's not a whole lot he could do, even at this point in time.
All right. Any other documents?
No, sir.
Okay. Any comments from the public? Yes, ma'am.
So I had two, so if
Let's
you
review
put
it,
on a
209
warrant
South Road.
article, the thing for the
Let's
two
review it, 209 South
fireman
Road.
positions,
Yes.
and it goes down, does that mean we can't even hire one fireman next year?
Well, that becomes another issue for the new board, yes.
But it would have to be in the budget for the operating budget, right?
No means no, so there would be no additional staffing.
Yeah, it would be working with the staffing we have and doing the per diems as we're currently doing it right now.
So we have how many full-time firemen, not including the chief?
Right now, I believe we have one.
But we have two
We have
positions.
two
Okay.
We have
positions,
two,
Two full-time?
Trevor and Jack.
Okay, and so,
and then
so
the chief.
if we do the two, and it goes down, we cannot do one next year at all.
No,
Yeah.
unless the town
So I
meeting,
was just curious why the select board was going with the budget committee on
Oh,
the warrant.
No, no,
can't.
we
can't
didn't
do anything
agree,
else.
we got outvoted 4-3.
So what we're doing is basically putting the warrant article to let the people at the town meeting have that decision if they wanna do it.
But we disagree with this decision.
But there is no decision to have one. There's no place we can have one. We have
Yes.
two or we have
Well, I
none.
guess we'd have
yes,
to.
you could amend the
You
warrant
could amend
article
it,
at town
To
meeting.
one,
Yeah.
okay.
I have a follow-up question to that.
Can you state your name for the record?
Bill Faria.
209 South Road.
Right. I'm confused, maybe I just missed this part because I was vacationing. Why don't we just add two positions to the fire department operating budget and avoid this whole mess?
We attempted to do that.
We were out by.
I know, so what? If the budget committee says no and we say yes, then it becomes an issue for the town.
Then becomes a 10% rule.
10%, yeah.
Oh, is it? Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Oh, never mind.
So you
Okay,
did-
you're back, okay.
So you're back on vacation, Bill?
I don't know, so what we're looking at is to hire two more full-time firemen at around 50,000 apiece, right?
100,000.
Give or take,
No.
100,000 is for half a year.
Benefits and everything else, yeah.
Okay, so,
Now, there's gonna be an awful big plea made on town meeting day. The fact that we missed over 100 calls.
yeah,
Yeah,
I've been in favor of 4 full-timers and
Yep.
24-hour shifts
Right.
for a long time.
And that's what the chief is trying to do.
But we haven't even been able to get three, as far as I can tell.
Well,
We have 3.
we have 3 with the chief, cause it's a working chief position.
The problem
I
with doing
think-
this is that we
just-
can't even start looking
Just a
until
suggestion.
we get it passed.
When we go to town meeting, in case somebody doesn't do this, if you bring up the fact that if we have 4 full-timers with the per diems, well, they'll pay for themselves, ultimately. If we don't miss the calls that we're missing now, those calls will pay for the guys that we hire.
Absolutely.
I really think that's true, so,
The average ambulance bill is over $900.
yeah, and every time we miss a call, we miss that.
Okay, but not everything's an ambulance.
Well, not everything, but most.
One other question I had is, and it's probably not something that you can answer, but I was really concerned to hear that 2 staff members from the town offices quit or resigned in January. And I was just wondering, since they had been both at the budget committee and the select board, the salary was supposed to go up 15 or 16%. I was surprised to see people leaving. So it's not just a salary problem, I guess. It must be some kind of a culture problem.
It's, I think, a competition problem too, because.
Of course, personnel action cannot be discussed.
I know it can be discussed, but it's just, it's concerning. And my one other question would be, does that mean on Fridays, there's nobody in the town administrator's office now on Friday?
We have one.
Oh, okay, so she's gonna know what to do since she just got here?
We're working on it. She just started yesterday.
Okay. Hi, I didn't hear the introduction, so.
My name is Tim.
Tamara, welcome.
Thank you.
Julie, you're up.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Thanks for joining
Yes.
All right, I'm here to represent the trustees of the trust funds. We have been noting for a while that there's certain capital reserve funds that are very inactive that were set up a while ago and may need to be closed or have the monies allocated. It's up to you guys. The first one is pretty insignificant, but it's still there. 2005 Capital Reserve Fund set up to expand and build the new fire department. There's less than $300 left in the account. It's just having, accruing a little bit of interest, a little expense, but I would think that since the fire department is built, take the money back and whatever you want to do with it.
Okay.
So that's the first one. Whoops. Second one,
Do we want to address these as we go, that we dissolve it and put it into the general fund?
All right.
I'll make a
We have to
motion.
do it at town meeting
Right.
to dissolve them.
So we
it's
have to
gonna be
have
a
a
warrant
warrant
article?
article for each one? And since they're financial, do we have to vote on it?
Well, you can do one warrant article and then list them out with the
All three,
total.
yeah.
okay.
What's the total, Julie, that you want to get rid of?
Well, it's, at the end of the year, it was $286.65, so at the point when it, I would say it's less than, it's around $300,
Oh,
but
okay.
whatever the amount, it's very insignificant. Then, and we'll go back, 2007, there was a capital reserve set up for the forestry program. $5,000 to have funds raised for the selectmen to expend as desired, but I don't, there's been no activity since 2011
For forestry?
for forestry. So
Use them.
Is this, we did have a forester at one time. I remember this when I first got here. We had a forester and we did do some logging, back in the day.
Does the conservation committee would they be interested in weighing in on this?
Probably should.
Might be something that we can talk about.
Because we still do some selective cutting in
Yes.
the conservative lands.
I mean, we have a lot of that.
Yeah.
yeah,
How much is
okay,
there?
well, even if this
$5,000.
initiates some utilization of these funds.
There's
that
still
would be-
5,000 in there?
Oh, well,
7.
Karen, do you have, I didn't bring my,
Total principal and income was $6,44438.
yeah, so $6,400. That's just
Sitting.
sitting. And so that's, and number 3 goes back to 1997,
Yeah.
made by Irving Cross, Capital Reserve Fund for the recycled goods. They, as of 1995, there was $3,162 collected for recycled goods. And so it's been sitting there and growing. Karen, you know what the,
5,629.
yeah, so we have some money that's just sitting there growing, getting some,
I'd move that back to the general fund.
Yeah, I would too. But you have to do that.
By warrant article.
Yeah.
You wanna do the library maintenance fund too? It's $23. I think we depleted that when they replaced their furnace the last time and then it grew
Right.
like a tiny bit of interest and it's just sitting there.
Are we gonna add any more to that capital reserve fund or not?
Library maintenance? No, because
because that's now under the
They-
town.
they decided to deplete it and we
Join
said
us.
we wouldn't add any more to their fund and they would.
We have a town.
So we have to dissolve the capital reserve fund altogether?
Right. Right. So that's what I'm asking for action as you see fit, to have warrant articles to do whatever, or if they want to utilize the funds, but, you know, the trustees just noticed that these were some
Okay.
funds that needed to be addressed.
Well, Karen will put together a warrant article, we'll share it with you, and if you agree to whatever, we'll introduce it at the town meeting.
Okay?
When's the next conservation meeting?
I don't know, I know it's in February. I think it's the second Wednesday.
Yes, so it's February 9th.
Is this something that has to go in front of BudCom?
No.
Actually, we won't, so if it's February 9th, we're gonna miss the time for the warrant article.
Well, we can skip the forestry one this year and put it
Mm-hmm.
for
Next
next
year.
year.
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
can just do the other 3.
And can they just use it if conservation has some use
It
for
would
it?
have to be for
It
forestry.
have to be only forestry stuff.
But if they but they could use it for forestry
Tree
related
clearing.
something.
Yes.
And then presumably, I'd have to look up the warrant article, but presumably the selectmen were named the agents to expend, so only you can.
Oh, here's the
authorize.
warrant, I have the warrant article. That's,
The forestry one.
And name the selectmen as agents to expend.
Okay,
So,
So we could,
all right,
anything else?
that's it.
excuse me, can I ask about the recycling fund? What was that for?
That's Ms. McConnell.
That was before we had
Library trustee.
the collection process as we know it today.
Right,
The recycling is part of our normal trash pickup.
All it was, a motion was made by Irving Cross, duly seconded, to see if the town would vote to establish a capital reserve fund for the purpose of depositing the monies collected from the sale of recycled goods from our recycling drop-off center, and to raise and appropriate the sum of $3,162 collected. So there was that amount collected in '95, then any other funds collected from recycled goods would have been then deposited into this account, but it hasn't been active.
We don't,
Liz,
Back when recycling made money.
yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
before the new building was built, our extension here, behind us, we used to have the recycling every Saturday. The plastics, the paper, the metal, and the metal was taken to the highway department. So that was before we had collection as we know it today. And Mr. Cross, by the way, that was his business, collecting garbage.
I'm just thinking that at the library, we've been collecting plastic, and we have like giant volumes of it, like bags of it outside of the shed, and I didn't know if there was a way some money could be used maybe to make an enclosure for that, if we're going to continue that program or something like that. Because it is kind of an eyesore, but the woman who does it for the town has a little Subaru that she has to drive back and forth and dump it all in the back and then bring it to the Trex place. I don't know, but if we, you know, again, I don't know if we'll continue that program either, but.
Well, and the warrant article though too, it doesn't state the purpose, other than it's just to collect the recycled
yeah.
refund, so.
but it doesn't say how to spend it.
There's no way to
No,
expend
no,
it.
it just
So you can't
says,
spend it, you can just
Oh.
collect it.
yeah, it just says to have the recyclable proceeds deposited there.
Now, if you want that stuff picked up, Liz, call Karen and she'll have,
No, it's something different. The library has a program going on.
Like.
no, I understand it, but if it's an eyesore and she wants it
We don't
removed,
want any part of this.
it's that bad?
No, it's just their program, we don't wanna have to store it and,
I wasn't planning on storing it, I was planning on having Cassell pick it up and take it to the landfill.
no, they have a company that's
No,
gonna
no,
make Trex stuff for
Okay.
them.
Thank you. Yes, Miss Leo?
Is there, so there's no way to expend what that is?
Kim Leo.
It does not say in the warrant article what the purpose of the collection is, other than just to collect it. That any revenue from the recycled goods, which no longer has happened, was supposed to be put in here, but it didn't say what to do with it once it got there.
Okay, so like I know a couple local towns are doing the textile recycling as well as working with Mr. Fox for compost recycling, so that would cut down our regular household trash potentially.
We can't spend it, we can only make
Okay.
it.
This is it's a gathering tool, but
Yeah.
nothing to,
Okay, I was just trying to
yeah.
see if there was a way to.
I would just like to make an announcement, especially for you, Miss Leo, that the contract for the BNL will be addressed next week.
Okay.
Any other comments, Julie?
No, so the trustees are meeting tomorrow morning, as you know, at 10. I don't know if you'll have the warrant article by then, but if you do, then we can look at it at that time. Right?
Any other comments from the public?
Are you sure you wanna do the
The warrant
closing
articles for the
message?
trusts, would they be all in one warrant?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, they're all different.
They're all totally different.
So you have one that's just for collecting, which you wanna do something with that money. You have one for the.
Everything will go back into the general fund.
Maybe.
Well, not the forestry.
Well,
It'll
no,
be-
that won't be on the warrant article.
It'll just be the two.
Oh, so you're just gonna put it back in the
So
general?
there's,
That's
Whether
it.
there was a third
There's
that
four.
The
Karen.
library,
No,
Yeah,
the
yeah.
$23.
Yeah, $23, yeah, we
So
missed
you
that.
just put it all back?
Yeah, oh, yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
so it'll be $56.29 from the recycling, $300 from the fire, and $23 from the library.
thank you very much for coming. We're gonna close the public.
Wait,
Carol,
Carol has something.
I thought you were opening the Mill Road Bridge.
That's next week.
next week.
Okay. It was on the agenda for tonight, though,
Yeah,
right?
we
Yeah, we had
had
to postpone it because we had to leave the bids open for next year.
Okay.
until February 1st.
Thank you.
Good night. Thank you all for coming.
Make a motion to go into non-public.
Do we have a second?
we've
Personnel.
got a couple,
I'm sorry.
this gentleman here, it looks like he had.
No, I'm waving good night.
Oh,
Good night.
sorry,
Wonderful evening.
sorry.
Night, Doug.
Doug,
Personnel.
So we have a
Can
motion.
you record the
We have a
time, so
motion.
it's 6:45.
do we have a second?
Second.
Second, all in
For,
favor?
what are we going in non-public for, personnel?
Personnel. We have a roll call vote.
Do you need me to read the 91A?
Roll call vote.
Aye.
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 Aye. Doug?
You didn't call the roll.
Now we gotta go.
Yeah.
Did you have all your ducks in a row?
What's your-
6:06.